It's game time. The Kid Gowie. Ravens Nation. All we know is purple and black. And if you're not a Ravens fan, Welcome to Baltimore, Maryland, M&T Bank Stadium, where opponents don't make it out alive unless we bury them. Every team be afraid of them, especially all the quarterbacks, cause our defensive linemen won't hesitate to leave you sack. Let's take a minute, go back to Super Bowl 35. Domination was an understatement up against the Giants. Numerous touchdowns, they put up numbers, and it didn't take a nutritionist to see they hunger. Only stat Kerry Collins could get was interceptions. He must have thought throwing to the D counted as receptions. The pass was legendary, but don't sleep on the present. Our secondary make quarterbacks avoid their direction. You tryna run the ball, you better hope your blockers work. You can juke, you can spin, but your destination's the turf. This is a man's game, being soft will get you hurt. Watch the defense force a fumble and the fans go berserk. 17 weeks, only one league out of 32 squads. No one's messing with our team. We all bleed black and purple, you can check our IVs. Raven Nation fly high, watch us all spread our wings. Put your game face on, embarrass the competition. You ain't talking about the greatest if the Ravens aren't mentioned. Screw every other team, cause those dudes are whack. In Baltimore, the only thing we know is purple and black. Go! They always win when the championship's on the line. So if you hoping that they failed, then you really wasting your time. Go and ask the 49ers, I'm pretty sure they remember when they made a comeback, but weren't declared the winners. 2 rings down, but you know they won't stop now. If the opposing D's caught slipping, you know exactly how that goes. That's another deep connection for 6 points in the end zone. The stadium goes wacko as Ravens put in work. Pittsburgh Steelers, that still curtain is looking more like a skirt. So tell me who they say is going to beat them Bengals? Who used to be the Browns until they relocated? Ravens, they are one of the greatest. There's simply no denying it. To beat them, bringing your A game's a requirement. With the youth of the team, I bet they still be dominant, even after the greatest linebacker's retirement. 17 weeks, only one league out of 32 squads. No one's messing with our team. We all bleed black and purple, you can check our IVs. Raven Nation fly high, watch us all spread our wings. Put your game face on, embarrass the competition. You ain't talking about the greatest if the Ravens aren't mentioned. Screw every other team, cause those dudes are whack. In Baltimore, the only thing we know is purple and black. Go!
Welcome to another edition of the AFC North. No, not the AFC North. SCG's for man. I'm so geared with the AFC North that I just, it just comes out. Shout out to everybody that is currently joining the live stream. Shout out to everybody that's gonna watch later. Man, Myth, Menace, Mike B, Game Medicine, Mohammed, Paul, and Mary. Shout out to all of you. Thank you for joining the live stream. If you have time, we'll take some calls today. So you know the drill. If you want to be on the show, text 443-292-2337. It's 443-292-2337. And I will I'll call you back. If you call me live, I'll ban you. That's as simple as that. It's rule. It's the rule. Because again, I'm not fancy. I don't have somebody say, hey, yeah, I'm going to put you on hold. I don't have none of that. So you text me. I usually write back to you like, hey, I'll call you back when it's time to call, and I'll add a queue. And that's what we do. We multitask here. Okay. As Paul said, if you want to help me, hit that like. hit the like and share the content and comment. Comment also helps with the algorithms. Again, I'm trying to come back live back to the regular schedule. So I know I took a long break, and that's not good for the algorithm. Essentially, it makes it like it's an abandoned channel and blah blah blah. Anyway, so going back here, let's talk about we're gonna go with the QB ranking from the AFC North, and then we'll talk about the roster, early prediction of the roster, and then if you guys have any questions, super chats, or calls, we'll follow with that. Okay. So the AFC North talk with the QB ranking. Tomorrow we're coming back with running back ranking. If you haven't subscribed to the AFC North, great show. Obviously I'm there. But yeah, go check them out. Go check us out. It's a good show. We have fun. It's a good way to interact with other AFC North fan base, and it gets heated sometimes. I mean, one of the comment section in this week was that I was salty a little bit because Ace ranked Lamar third. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I told him I was salty, but anyway, let's talk about that. So, how the rankings fell out. Steelers was a consensus fourth. They were last. No, dude. And we all said, like, I mean, doesn't matter who they put. And in this year, I'm trying to do the rankings differently because now we all agree that we're going to take rookies into consideration as the potential they're going to have. I don't like that, but whatever. Me and Tony were the ones that weren't doing that before. Because I don't know what a rookie is, right? I can give you a potential, but I don't know what they are. But whatever. So fourth, easy fourth, and then third, second, and first. For me, third was easy too because Deshaun Watson hasn't played in a while, right? He's gonna be rusty. He's probably gonna get suspended early in the game. Some people are saying all year. I don't think it's gonna be all year. I think it might be 4, 6, 8 weeks. Who knows? But he's still gonna be rusty. So I was shocked when my guy Ace put Lamar at third. I was like, what? Why? I told him, dude, that's a stupid stat. He said that Lamar was 1-2 or 1-3 in the playoffs, and the Deshaun Watson was 1-2. I said, okay, Watson has been in the league longer, and he hasn't gone to the playoffs as much. Doesn't that count for something? He's like, no, it's just for that. And then he said basically but again, 2 years without seeing Watson essentially missed me with that. So he ranked us third, but the rest of us, Quincy ranked the Browns third, Tony ranked the Browns third, and I ranked the Browns third. Then second, Q had the Bengals second. And I actually and Tony, me, and I guess Ace had the Browns second, and then Tony and me had the Ravens. And the reason why I put the Ravens second was I couldn't, in good faith, put Lamar above Joe Burrow. I've been saying that I've been trying to do some data gathering and to try to run some analytics, very specific for the AFC North, that I want to just share through the year. And as games go by, stats that matter to me, that it will basically put all 4 of these quarterbacks and then take the rest of the league minus them and see what is the average. And then with that, extrapolate some stats. I think it makes sense. I'm trying to get very into this data. And one of the things that I was like, well, Joe Burrow, Lamar, the sack numbers, well, no, they both got sacked at the same rate per game, right? So saying that, Joe Burrow statistically had a hell of a year. And he had just as bad of an O-line as Lamar. He got the team. You can say, well, yeah, but he had all this receiving core. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm not disputing that. And Lamar had injuries on running backs, and the running back game was not great last year for us. That is also true. But with that being said, Joe Burrow, which for me is the most important for a good quarterback is the O line. They both have trash O lines. Both O lines play bad, and Joe Burrow exceeded my expectations. So for that, I had to put him Joe Burrow first, and then the Ravens second. And I said Lamar Park, he could finish first. To be honest, Deshaun Watson could finish first, right? All three of these quarterbacks are very close. The one quarterback that is not close, in my opinion, I don't think that would be shocking to me, is whoever the Steelers put as in the starting lineup. That for me, it would be like shocking if it finished like first in our rankings next year. The other three, I'm hoping Lamar finish first and then Joe Burrow second or third. I really don't care. And then John Watson gets second and third. And then Lamar goes back to MVP year. With that being said, let's transition instead of 53-man roster, because something that we heard a lot is Lamar's not in training camp, right? And I got some people that asked me online, like, "Hey, what do you think?" It might have been Nemo. And shout out to Nemo. He's here in the live chat. He DMs me sometimes, and I said to him that I didn't like it. Right, I personally don't like it. Now, I'm not gonna make a big deal like some other people are making of it, especially in the national media. But he wants to win. OTA is let's start, get that rust out, because then training camp comes, and in training camp now you can put some pads. Now you can do some more work. But OTA is more a light work. Hey man, it's like, oh, I haven't seen it. Right, you're basically greasing your wheels and just getting into the groove of things and all that. So I was expecting him to be in, and I knew he was not in. And when Jeff, when he tweeted the he wanted to be there, for me that's even worse. Just don't say anything. Just don't say. What will you say anything, Lamar? Because I wish I was there. Are you ashamed? Is there something preventing you from not being there? No, you just don't want to be there because you're in a contract year. And you might be holding. And that's the other thing. We don't know anything. For the people that are making a big deal of the contract, nobody knows anything. I don't even know if the Ravens know their status, right? No one knows. The one thing that he has made clear is like, I love the Ravens. I want to be there. So he's not like Kyler Murray that in year 3 asking for I don't know how many millions of dollars. And if I was a Cardinal fan, it's like, yo, you need to earn that shit before you just be here year 3 asking for all this money. Come by and play. If Lamar leases in year 5, last year of the contract, what's Kyler Murray doing? What is Kyler Murray doing? So saying that, is it a big deal? No. Is it concerning? Not really. Do I like it? No. And we have to be honest here, right? I personally don't like it. I wish he was there. I wish he was there throwing to the receiver. I wish he was there with Linderbaum and working on the snap. I wish he was there with the younger running backs, so he can throw it to the flat and just little things. But again, this is a 5-day workout. It's not like it's months. It's not months. 5-day workout. So I wish he was there. But again, is it a big deal? No. Is it the end of the world? No. So we can all move on. Okay, let me get here. Nemo says Ravens got second best running back running. Okay. I think the Ravens had the best running back room. We'll discuss that tomorrow. Sonny, you plan on going to any games this year? Paul, at this moment, I'm not planning to going back to the States next year, 2023. In 2023, ideally, I would like to go to the home opener. That's my goal. That would be my goal. 2023 home opener. If I do it, I'll announce it so I can see some of you guys like we did last time. Definitely, I'll do that. Paul also says AFC North talk is awesome. I appreciate that. I don't want this Ace or any. Because this are all opinions, right? Mike the dog, shout out to you. Burrow exceeded my expectation as well as did the Bengals. I agree with them, Mike. Week 5, Lamar was top 5 passing and top 8 rushing. Yeah, I agree, Dawson. But the problem is, it was 17. Or in the case of Lamar, it was 12. And he will tell you he didn't have a great season. That's just that. We cannot. And again, I got salty with Ace because he put us in third. If you put us in second, I had no problem because we you can have an amazing player, top 5, and not had a great year, right? And somebody could have surpassed, right? Let's say you had let's say Giannis, right? And for those who watch basketball, or Durant. Durant's a top 5 player. This year he still played fairly top 5-ish, right? But let's say he played good, but not his level, and you put him from 5 to 8. Well, that means there's 3 players that went above him. That doesn't mean they're gonna be above him every time, every day, every year. Just overall for that year. And next year he can overtake his rightful place. Look, the one thing I will say, because the one thing I told Ace, like, yo, wide receivers, and when the wide receiver ranking comes, that I can tell you right now, everybody's gonna rank the Ravens 4th, right? And do you blame them? But the one thing I will say here is, as I told Ace and the others, is if we're going back to 2019 style, do you need all these plethora of wide receivers? No, you need more tight ends. We'll talk about the roster soon. We have been bulking up in tight ends, right? Do you need running backs, tight ends, and you need receivers that can make plays? Now, the one thing, and I always keep saying this, I said this for the past couple of years, the one thing we keep missing is that possession receiver, that big guy, that 50-50 guy. We had none of that. Let's assume Duvernay can be the stretch guy, and Bateman can be the intermediate. He can stretch the field, but not with the speed of Hollywood. He can be a short-handed player, and Prochet has great hands, great. And then Tyler Wallace, he's a 50-50 guy, but again, I just wanted more of that big body. Now, if Tyler Wallace can be, which I doubt it, but if he can be, I like him. If he can be Steve Smith, right? Steve Smith is smaller than Tyler, and he can be aggressive and just nasty and grab that ball, then you're good. You don't need that 50-50. Then you can have a stretch receiver. Will Fuller's out there. You can grab him for this year, and then you're set. Because if you want to go playing 2019 style, what 2019 did was think about the receivers in 2019. It wasn't like in 2019 the receiving core in 2019 was better than this. It was about the same. But play action and the running game was so lethal, and the play action of the RPO or RR, as I called it, because it was a run option Lamar kept or Lamar gave, but in the same play, it looked the same, and that was a throwing one, and it looked the same. It was, I'm gonna keep it, or I'm gonna give. Oh no, I'm gonna keep it, but I'm throwing. Right? It was run, play action, or run pass option, and or play action. Right? It was simple but complex. It demands a lot from Lamar on the decision making after the snap. Think about the first 2 seconds. It demands so much from Lamar. Right? Are you keeping it? Are you giving it? Are you passing it? It just demands a whole lot from Lamar. But saying that, the other from the flip side, what it does is once you made the decision on the passing side, the lanes were open because players are freaking out. I cannot let these guys run for 6 yards, 7 yards a clip, right? We cannot allow that. Let me just full on blitz, or let me just sheet, and then receiver was wide open. Tight end was wide open. Hayden Hurst will be open. Mark Andrews will be open. That was Lamar's second year. Lamar's a way better passer now than he was in 2019. So if we can implement that 20, and I think he understands that. This is me. I think he understands it. If we go for what EDC said on face value, right? Lamar said that what he wanted was better line, right? Better line because you don't want to get hit, but also what you want is go back to 2019, 14-2. I'm not saying they're gonna go 14-2, but if you can win the AFC North, very hard division to win. If you can win the AFC North, and if you can go deep in the playoff, again, you can put the numbers on the MVP year. You're not making 45, now you're making 50 mil next year. That might be his end game. It might be like, I'm gonna bet on me, put me the O line that I need. Let's bring this running game. I had J.K. Dobbins, I had Gus again, I have myself as healthy, and I have Bateman that can make plays. Prochet can make plays, Duvernay can make plays, and they're shifty, especially Duvernay and Bateman are very shifty in the open field. Prochet not as shifty in the open field, but really good on the route and on catching the ball. So obviously now he has Mark Andrew. Likely can be if Likely learns how to block, he's gonna be a problem because now you put him in line and then he engaged to block. Right, and then he does a clean release, and the dude in the open field, he can be a problem. Kohler, I'm still trying to figure out. Kohler is good on finding the soft spot in the zone and making the play. So he can be a chain mover. That's what I think Kohler. That will be his. But Likely reminds me a la Hayden Hurst. Hayden Hurst was faster. Dixon from Oregon. Remember when we drafted Pitta, Dixon? Yeah, that's what he reminds me. And Dixon was good for us, and he had a great career in the NFL. So anyway, let me see here some chat. Let me see. Again, if you want to be in the show, there's the number, text. Big Reg, shout out to you. Thank you for joining the live stream. Thomas Morgan said 100% agree. Lamar should be there as an independent contractor myself. I don't pass an opportunity to better myself. Ravens are going to be unstoppable. JK and Gus have a lot of steam to unload. Lamar gets better every year, better healthy. Our secondary is top class. Secondary looks nasty. The dude from a Browns fan. You guys just lost too much preseason last year. Lost too much. Sorry, lost too much in the preseason last year. Had Dobbins and Evans not gone down, I would have been different year. Well, yeah, I mean, where we were sitting with all the injuries, right? We had 5 losses, and then Lamar goes down. And I was saying, without Lamar, we lost all games. Average score, 3 points, maybe? Ravens 76. Be more, shout out to you, man. Thank you for joining the live stream. Mohammed said we have number 1 tight end in the NFL. Probably. They're all young. And again, I'm not super fan of just crowning rookies, but yeah, probably. So happy I finally got to tune in to see Sonny talk Ravens. I'm a Browns fan, but love all the guys in the AFC North. Shout out to you, Austin. And by the way, when I say the lines are open, if you are a Browns, Bengals, or Steelers fan, we can talk here. We can talk about your team for a moment. That's fine too. Everybody want to go back to 2019, but we got wrecked in the playoffs in 2019. Why? Let me put this from Big Rich. Why we want to do that again? Well, if you think about 2019, what happened, in my opinion, I was there live watching that game, sick, very sick. Not because I was actually sick, it's because what was happening. The Tennessee Titans started fast, right? They beat us over the top. Boom, boom, 2 touchdowns. And we had, I think it was 14-3. And go back and watch that game. Go back and watch that game. And think about how we played in 2019 and then go back, watch that game. We abandoned the run. And by the second quarter, we completely abandoned the run. We were down by 12, 13, whatever, maybe to 14. I don't know. It was not time to abandon the run. In the second quarter, no. Yeah, actually, what you needed was to give the defense the break. Then Lamar froze a couple again because he was Giro as his blind Giro. He completely changed the game plan. I think the team panicked and they lost the game because they changed their offensive scheme. The defense was getting torched, right? So what I'm saying is go back to 2019 to your identity, and now with a better defense. The defense right now looks way better than 2019. the offense, if you can clone 2019 and reproduce the same with a better defense, I think you have a different scenario. Also, this year, or we will have a more equipped Lamar, in my opinion, that what we had 2019. But yeah, if the team would have just say, okay, we're gonna keep running how we used to, right? And then get back to the lanes of passing. And I understand changing for a little bit, like try to stretch the field, so to relax that defense from Tennessee and then go hit it. The problem was, even as then we were pushing back as to do a comeback, our defense was just not good that day. Our defense got torched. Baltimore boy, shout out to you, man. Thank you for coming. Do you think Duvernay can be the speed threat on the 9 route? I'm not sure. He kind of did some of the deep routes in college, but I haven't seen it in the NFL for him. Could be because we haven't utilized it, but I haven't seen it. RPO with a guy like Lamar and even Watson is deadly. It's just, yeah, I agree. I think everybody's sleeping on Duvernay's speed. Duvernay is really fast. He was in college. I just want to see it, right? I just want to see it. He's fat, but he doesn't run the full route tree. He's really a bubble screen type of guy. And that's what Big Resh said. And at this point, Big Resh, I don't disagree with you. Even if he averaged below MVP level, he still gets over 40 mil. He's a win-win. Yeah, I agree. He at this point, his contract starts with a 4 per year. 40, 41, 45. I agree, Team Ramy. I agree. Don't see. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for coming. Caller is Andrews Insurance Policy. Yeah, I guess. Let me see here. So Big the Dog says, yeah, I want to talk up my Browns here. It's not the place. I'm excited. All of the field aside, Watson will make us better. I agree. And then Team Ramy says Gus is in the mode early too. Yeah, I mean, I think our running backs are gonna be good this year. I'm sweating bullets every day. Injuries is what, yeah. This what Raven 76 feet more says. We all care about the injuries, but at the end of the day, we just had to. I mean, the team will have to be like, okay, let's just do this. Let's just go on and then let's play ball. Okay. Sorry for all this ads, but it is what it is. Okay, let's talk about this depth chart. Way too early, but here we are. Let me right here to Mohammed. Okay, so the Ravens don't have their depth chart because they take it off before they step live. No, it's not step live. Before training camp. Once training camp starts, I think it's either at the beginning or at the end, they put their starting or the depth chart. Okay, so quarterback, in my opinion, is going to be Lamar. It's going to be Tyler. I mean, that's easy. Here, I think if Anthony Brown is about as good or nearly as good as Brent Huntley, he gets the nod. Anthony Brown. If he's way worse than Brent Huntley, it's your practice squad quarterback. Neither of those two are making the team. They're going to be your practice squad quarterback. For running back, JK and Gus, and I think they're going to be week 1 ready, right? So no, what do you call that? No pop for them. I think Mike Davis goes to the practice squad. I think Justice Hill, if he's healthy, which again he's practicing, so I think he makes it because of special team play. I think Beatty makes it as well, and that will be 4 running backs. And I think they're gonna try to keep Mike Davis in the practice squad, and I think they might try to keep McGregor in the practice squad as well. Now, when we go to running or receivers, right? We have Bateman. I think obviously Bateman, Duvernay, Prochet, Wallace. Those 4, in my opinion, are a lock, right? And then after that, because I started writing this, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this live. One, two, three, four. Yeah. So I had those four, and then in my opinion, two of the undrafted might make it, at least one, and then a vet guy. So either two of the undrafted or at least one. And this is a big year for him, for Victor. Victor is a receiver right now that we don't. I guess we have it in the roster, but we don't have a kind of guy like Victor in the starting lineup, and he can be a guy that he can inject himself. Like I like Victor. A lot of the undrafted guys. Now you tell me, Sonny, which undrafted guy? I had no idea because right now I would like to see. I'm excited for the preseason for that. Right, I'm excited for the preseason to see the undrafted guys, and what I'm hoping they do is they do a lot of Tyler Huntley play because Huntley is a good quarterback and that can showcase some of these guys. Okay, some of the second string guys, the ones that are trying to make the team. Here, obviously, Ricard makes it. Benson is a practice squad guy. I think they're gonna try. Harbaugh loves this kid, Ben Mason. You hear he's a fullback / tight end. He's not gonna be a tight end. He's gonna be a practice squad guy. What they want is probably keep him for an extra year or two, and then when they're ready to cut Ricard, they have Mason. Mason can step into Ricard's shoes. Here is where things get interesting. Obviously, here you have 1, 2, 3, 4. He ain't the starter. 4 starting linemen. Let's assume he is the 5th, right? Ben Cleveland, he is the 5th. That's your 5. In my opinion, and this is accurate here, he is your 6, Falele. Here is your 7, Patrick Ricard. Here is your 8, Tristan Colon Castillo. And who's your 9? It ain't him. He's also cut. He's also cut. It's between him and him. Now, the reality is, Phillips gives you a little bit more versatility. So you're either going to keep 8 or 9. I think they're going to keep 9 because we don't know what happens with Stanley. But Phillips gives you versatility, so does Patrick Ricard. And then the idea with keeping Tristan is you want Macari not to be your backup center. He's basically your third center here. But what you want is Moses and your backup right tackle. And if Stanley's not there, yeah, Ricard, I guess, will take the backup left tackle. But just in case, you also have Phillips that could potentially go here in the tackle position as your third tackle. Okay? I think Powers gets cut this year. I think this is it for Powers. Ben Cleveland's your starting left guard. And then these to be fair, Macari, if they think Macari is the starter, you just put Macari. But I think they're gonna keep him as their swing utility guy. Put Cleveland here in the left guard, and then you put Phillips as your backup guard / tackle with Macari, right, giving you some more versatility. Falele there, but to be honest, if for some reason Moses gets injured, do you know who's gonna be the first one in? It's gonna be Macari. Macari is gonna be your first in as soon as somebody gets done. If he's injured, Macari goes in. If he's injured, Macari goes in. If Linderbaum hopefully none of these guys gets injured. But if Linderbaum gets injured, but that is Thiesten's job. But if he's injured, Macari's going in. If he's injured, Macari's going in. So Macari essentially is your backup of 4 spots. And then Phillips is your backup for guards and tackles after Macari. Okay. Now, on defense, man, this defense is nasty. I'm not sure. As people are just talking about Derek Wolf is getting cut, I don't know. I mean, I guess you can put a post June, but it's hard for me to see. If he's healthy, they're gonna keep it. If he's not healthy, and then you do an injury settlement, blah blah blah, whatever it's called. But yeah, these 3 obviously don't make it. Him, 5 for Brett Orban, 6 year, right? 2, 3, 5, 6. Derek, I think he makes it, and that's 7. I don't think he makes it. 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 So you had 3, 5, 6. Okay. And let's now talk about the linebacker position, specifically the outside backers, right? He's a pupless guy. So he's gonna make the roster, and somebody that got cut is taking his position. And Ajabo is also a practice guy. I'm sorry, a pup guy. Okay, these two are pup guys. I think they're gonna release Vince Beagle, and with the idea that it's gonna be like, hey, we're gonna release you, but as soon as you get clear, I'm gonna put Bowser and Ajabo in the pup, and you're gonna be one of the ones that's gonna be calling. I think that's the whole thing with Beagle. Okay. Then Jalen Ferguson, he's gonna make it because it's not like there's a lot. And then you're gonna have Houston as well. He's gonna make it because again, it's not like there's a lot. Oops. Then you get Odafe Owe, and then Hayes. So you had 2. You got here 3, 4, and Houston's 5. When these two come back, then somebody's gonna get cut. Probably Vince is gonna be one of the ones that's gonna get cut. Okay. Then we go to the middle linebacker position. You get these two are making it. Malik is making it. One of these guys, so him, so Welsh, Alaka, McLean, Bagot, and Josh Ross. So I think Welsh makes it because of special teams. Maybe Alaka because of special teams. But if not, I think they might go with 4 middle linebackers. And this can be it, right? And then Alaka and the rest might be gone. But you lost CoCap. You won. Sorry. Is that better, Anderson? Sorry. That's a good call. So, you lost a lot of people from your special teams unit. Welch has experience. Alaka has experience in the special teams, right? You even Bynes has a special teams because none of these guys really play good special teams. It's not about them, right? But the middle linebacker is the ones. Let me see something here before I finish with the corners and safety. Anderson, shout out to you, man. Thank you for joining the live stream. Dancy says power's gone. Croatia 2019 Ravens were number 6 in turnovers differential. They had 25 total takeaways. Yeah, that's the other thing we're doing because in the past couple of years, we haven't been able to produce turnovers. That's good stat, Thomas Morgan. I hope we keep Isaiah Mack over Derek Wolf. Wolf is not dependable. Stays. So a couple of these guys here, we're probably going to keep as practice squad guy. A couple of the D tackles, right? And then thank you, Don and Anderson, for letting me know about the screen that you couldn't see it. Raymond Rasta, hey Sunny, still at work, man, but I'm in here. Thank you, man. Okay, so this defense again is looking nice, especially when everybody gets healthy. Because I love Bowser. I've been loving Bowser since second, third year because he doesn't get the sacks, but he does so much in this defense. He's in like my kid loves to watch these videos from the Ravens. They're like, oh, it's kind of corny. The player that I will pay the tab, or and then so I've been watching this again with my kids and especially my youngest daughter, and I'm watching Bowser. Man, Bowser is so quiet, and there's a point that he's like, who wouldn't pick my call? Everybody would pick my call. I'm just a good dude. I'm just people love me. But he didn't say cockiness. And I was like, man, you know what, Bowser? You're right. Because you're just that guy. Anyway, so once Bowser is healthy and Ojabo, then I think Ojabo will play, but I'm thinking week 8 probably. And I think Bowser plays too, but again, week 6 or 8. So here's where Houston's going to be. Odafe Owe. I'm very intrigued to see what Heist does. Very intrigued. They're talking about Ferguson came more lean, so I'm very intrigued to see what he does as well. Okay. And here's where everybody is hype right now, right? Here, this position here, this group. Everybody's talking about this group. How this group is gonna be the no-fly zone. This group is gonna be killing it. Let's talk about this group for a little bit. Marcus Peterson, he should be ready for week 1, in my opinion. Marlon Humphrey, ready for week 1. Those two are there. He ain't there. No. Wait. They don't have a slot corner position here? I guess not. Okay, he's not there. Gone. We're gonna keep like 1,000 safeties, by the way. But he's not there. I think Williams makes the team before Seymour. I think Adarius Washington makes the team as well. So Adarius Washington is a guy that, in my opinion, can play a slot corner. So if they had a slot corner somewhere here, which they don't, that's what I will see Adarius playing. I like Cal Hammond. This is disrespectful. Chuck Clark there, and he's the third. And I think they might play 3 safeties. I don't know. We'll see. I think all these make it. Because Gino is a good special teamer. Tony Jefferson is a good special teamer. Tony Jefferson is a good leader. He's a baller. Okay? So, saying that, you're going to have 1 corner, 2 corners, 3 corners, 4 corners. He gone. Kayvon, Seymour, I don't know, maybe. Because you're going to have, You're going to have Kyler Fuller. All right, that's 5 corners. 5 caliber starting corners. 1, 2. I like him a lot. So 3, 4, and Fuller 5, right? And then he's maybe there. That guy, he's cut. He's probably cut. And then here's your 6. I don't think he's the 6. He's better than some of the other guys. I think Washington has actually these two. These two are gonna be corners, guys. These two are corners. They're going to play corner. He played safety in college, right? But I think he did a good job playing the slot corner. And Stevens, people like to kill him. Stevens had a great year safety, but also when he played man, I thought he played really good. So I think he's going to go back to his natural position in corner, right? And if we're really talking how this should be Kyle Hamilton back here, the problem is they're just saying because they're both going to start, and then Clark here. Those are your safeties are going to all make the team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All those 5 players are going to make the team. In my opinion, these are Brandon Stephens and Adarius Washington are corners, and they're going to make it as corners. And this makes more sense. Marcus Peters, Humphrey, Jalen Armour Davis, Damarian Williams, which is going to be like your 6th corner because, in my opinion, you go Humphrey, Peters, and then Stevens, and then actually Kyle Fuller, Stevens, Washington, right? Those 5. And then Armour Davis and Demarius Williams, 7 corners with 5 safeties. And I think those are the ones you keep. And the reality is, a lot of these guys, like Demarius Williams, is going to play a lot of specials. Jalen Armour Davis, a lot of specials at the beginning. And Armour Davis reminds me, it does, a favorite, right? Gino's basically playing specials, and Tony Jefferson is playing specials as well. Maybe occasional snap, but these 2 are playing specials. Here are the 3 guys that are good. Because safeties barely come off the field, but these 3 guys are going to be in the field a lot. And the other thing is Chuck Clark is the mic guy. We'll see who gets the mic, but if he's the mic guy, he's not coming out. So Kyle Hamilton, it will be there. Marcus Williams not coming out, so Kyle Hamilton is coming with special packages. Like, definitely going to try to put him a lot in the field, which smells a lot like they're going to try to play a little bit more zone coverage. So we will see with that. Okay. Let me see here. Oof. A lot of the chat has been active today, so shout out to everybody that's been here today. Have your thoughts on EDC change after the season? I think he's put better Okay, put together a really damn good roster. And Zion. So my thoughts on EDC have not changed. My thoughts on EDC is he's a really good GM, but he is not the next Jesus of GM, which a lot of the flock gives him credit for. We'll see. Because right now, in my opinion, he should have done a better job with the receiver. Not that I think we are like, oh my god, we don't have a receiver, but he should have. He should have. One of my favorite receivers got traded, first and a third. I would have given a first and a third. I love Linderbaum, right? They could have drafted Linderbaum with the whatever. I understand that would not give us Kyle Hamilton, but would you trade Kyle Hamilton and a third for AJ Brown? Yes, you would. Yes, you would. So, but I think he could have done a better job. Thomas here says there were 7 in turnover that year, and it was a big part of their success because they got as many extra possessions with good field position. I agree with that. Y'all think Jefferson makes the team? I do because I think Anderson. I think what Tony Jefferson or Gino, one of the two, could be the new CoCap. Remember, CoCap was the guy that was a great leader, and Jefferson's super great leader, and a vocal leader, and the special teams heart. And then when people got injured, he came and did great, right, for a couple plays, a couple snaps. I think that's what he can be. Iman Marshall gone. I believe TA gonna make the team, make it. It's time for Iman. Yes, Iman's gone. I think the drop off over the last 2 seasons had more to do with the defense not taking the ball away and the offensive line failing apart. I agree with that, Thomas. He plays like a half a game in 5 years. Oh, Iman. Yeah. Yeah, Iman's gone. Iman's gone. I know. Wait. Oh my God, Big Rich. You're making me laugh. They don't have Fuller on there. Yeah. No, they don't have Fuller. They don't have Fuller. They haven't updated this. Fuller's salary is 2.5. Curious what his role is gonna be. Fuller's an insurance policy. I think he's an outside guy. I'm not necessarily think he's gonna be a slot guy. Fuller's gonna play slot CB role, even though he played better on the outside. I think if one of the other guys is better, they're gonna put him in the put Fuller as an outside guy to keep some stress from Peters throughout the year. That's what I'm thinking. But Fuller, although if you're playing some zone defense, then Fuller can play your zone, right? Look at that. Don't see. Yes. So 5:30 p.m., but it's not today. It's tomorrow. Tomorrow's a live stream. He played mostly left side, left cornerback during his career. Denver tried him at slot and did not go so well. Yes, Anderson, you are correct. And then here, right, Tucker, Stout. I don't think he should be. I don't think none of these guys should be returning. Now they're too valuable. They're too valuable, right? Okay, I have one. I think one caller here. Let's just get this rolling. Let me take this out.
Hey, Sonny.
How you doing?
Doing great, bro. Doing great. Just can't wait to get ready for the football season. All this talk about Ravens can't do this and that, got me. When they doubt us, that's when we're gonna do something.
Hey, I'll take it again. In the AFC North, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little salty. It's fine, but yeah. By the way, this is Muhammad. For those of you who don't know, but this is Muhammad. So
Yeah.
And AFC North is tomorrow. Yeah, Dante. AFC North is tomorrow, not today. Go ahead, man.
No, I just wanted to get your 2 cents on because I've been doing a lot of research, looking at some film and all for all the receivers. I'm excited, bro. I just wanted to kind of touch base with you about your receivers. Like I kind of touched on Duvernay and Wallace. Like if you combine some of the snaps between Wallace and Duvernay, like because we need the speed threat, Duvernay can do the 9 routes, the whip routes. Those things, and Wallace is a good deep threat, like in terms of like if you want a 50-50 ball, I think he's the best guy on the team outside of Bateman.
Yeah, so Bateman, in my opinion, is not a 50-50 guy. And you know I love Bateman, but that's not Bateman. Bateman is just more finesse. And not that he's not tough, but he's more, I'm going to route, I'm going to create separation, I'm going to catch the ball
Right, right.
clean,
The
right?
extra receiver.
I love Duvernay in Texas. I mean, you can go back and find that stream. I was celebrating when we drafted Duvernay.
Mhm.
They haven't utilized
Yeah.
it how the Texas utilized him. He could stretch the field in Texas. My question is, can he do it in the NFL? We see receivers that are like deep threats in college, and they cannot do it in the NFL. We will see.
No, but
Go ahead.
no, but my thing is, why don't we do more like creative? Because bunch releases and all, like, that's my only thing. Like, I'm not one of those guys that talks about Greg Roman as being like just fire him. But I think the Ravens do lack some of the creativity and the passing game. Like, he's very innovative when it comes to the running game. Like, maybe uh, Kyle Shanahan him like on top of the cream in running game. But when it comes to passing game, like, it's not very creative. I don't know how you feel about it.
Well, we are definitely not creative. I think if we go circle what we did in 2019, just the running game is just gonna open lanes in the passing game. And what Duvernay does, and
Right.
which was one of the things I was saying earlier, is he's shifty, he's elusive in the open field, he has good hands. So now you get him in space, he can be dangerous, right? That's why he was a good punt returner. Because once he's in the open field,
Yeah.
he can be dangerous. Prochet is a tough guy. Actually think Prochet has, because I was talking about 50-50 guy. We'll see Tyler Wallace. He does not create separation. Prochet creates more separation than him. Prochet is a tough guy. I would love if one of these dudes can become. I mean, if he can become Steve Smith, that would be amazing. But if he can become half of Steve Smith, that would be great. Prochet, in my opinion, has more of that toughness than Tyler Wallace, but I could be
Toughness.
wrong. Tyler Wallace is a good player. I would like
Well,
for him to take a step forward this year. He will have
yeah.
the opportunity, and then we have so many of these undrafted kids that you know
Yeah. Yeah.
they're all the type of receivers that the other guys are not, right? Because Bateman is about 6 feet, maybe 6'1" on a good day. So not the super tall guy, great receiver, right? Duvernay obviously is not 6 feet. Prochet is not 6 feet. Tyler Wallace, I think, is not 6 feet either. But other than those guys, which are the only ones that in my opinion are booked in, the rest of the guys are like 6'4" or above or 6'3" and above. So they're tall guys. One of those guys is making the team. Who I'm not sure. This is why I'm hyped for the preseason because I want to see these guys, how they play, how they release, how they catch. And again, this is just me. I'm not saying everybody has to be like me, but I don't like receivers that catch the ball with the body. Go back and a lot of the
Yeah.
drops that Hollywood had is he liked to let the ball come to his number.
Ball come. Yeah. And
Uh,
defenders have a chance to
yeah,
knock it out.
or if it just slips a little bit, boom, it just bounces out of your chest. So always try to
Yeah.
catch it with the
Yeah.
hands. And if us whoever I see from the drafted guys that just tries to catch it with the body, I'm like, okay, he's gonna be down because Marlon Humphrey has make a living just putting his fist between the armpit of the receiver and just
Yeah.
putting his fist there and boom, knocking the ball out because a lot of
No.
receivers do that.
No, that's a good point, bro, because we might have the best secondary, and who best to test these all undrafted guys than our secondary going against them? Sure, the cream will come out the top. Like, whoever makes it. Like, I haven't done that much research to kind of pick a horse. Someone comes out of the left field all the time, so I'm not worried because my thing is that's what I was thinking. Like, I think we might be more 13 personnel this year, and then
Yeah.
like when we do go three wide or four wide, I think we can even do two titans and go five wide even.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go more heavy. We'll see
Right.
definitely. We'll see how the kids, the let's call the kids, but the rookie Titans play because they look good in college, but how can they play in the NFL? This is why, again, in this ranking that we're doing the AFC North talk, I'm not big on. Oh, let me go all in on these rookies, because how many rookies? I mean, even rookies that I love have not paid out,
Right, right,
and
right.
how many rookies that I didn't
No,
love paid
I
out.
I counted, but one thing, like I know, like everybody talks about, hey, wide receivers don't want to come to play in Baltimore. You know who want to come play in Baltimore? Titans. They
Yeah,
love to come play in the
yeah,
Baltimore. I'm like, hey,
I agree.
even even rookies. So I think if you combine the two group, I think there's enough. Right? And the other thing people are missing is we're gonna give more passing yards from our running back. Like if you look at all our backs, most everyone can be a threat out of the backfield.
Yeah,
That's
I
my only
think.
thing. Mike Davis has that. Tyler Beatty has that.
Mhm.
I mean, everybody, our two for front horses, they have it for sure. So
Yep.
I think we haven't utilized it as much. That's my only thing. I think what gets me excited from all these wide receivers is I think the offense is changing. That's what I see. I see we're gonna do more. Um, receivers out of the backfield, more like motion and stuff like that. And that's the question I had. Like, what changes do you think, or do you think they should be making to the offensive scheme to like kind of layer on? It can't be just 2019. It has to be a version of it. And what changes do you think they should make to that 2019 offense?
Well, so a couple things. If you think about 2019, it, the teams in our division, the Steelers are not equipped to deal with 2019 Ravens. Uh,
Right.
the Browns, they're not good, really good in the interior, so they're not equipped to deal with the 2019 Ravens. And the Bengals are the best one because I like their linebacker, I like their D line. So I think one of the things is you do 2019, you bring, if you can run and you can push and you can just, be nasty on the running side, then what that leads you is, again, you're gonna have lanes in the passing game. I agree with you. And then one of the things I was gonna mention was Greg Roman was talking about how in practice they're doing a lot of passes to the running back. Well, one of the things that this does, right? Let's say when you do the RPO, you fake it to the running back, right? And if the defense then doesn't bite and the running back will have a clean release, right? They know it's a pass. They're gonna bail on the running back. They're gonna come after Lamar and against the corners, right? Because they're just gonna assume, okay, running back is out of this play. But what I want to see is actually more of the running back leaking out, either on I forgot the name of this route, but in the middle, almost like a hitch route in the middle, or like a flat out, right, for the running back.
A big,
Ray Rice used
right,
to make a living on this, right? Joe Flacco
right, right, right.
love Ray Rice over there. So
And,
I
and
think
and
something
Dobbins
similar.
can do that, man.
Yeah,
Dobbins, like I get Ray Rice flashes just looking at Dobbins, like he can do that.
yeah.
And and
So
and
go ahead.
and the thing, what I see is like I don't know, like I think we might be doing more zone, like with Linderbaum and more screens, because one of the things that got bothered Ravens was the zero blitz or the mucked up look. I think one of the counter we can do is that we can do a lot more screens because Linderbaum, he can get out, because one of the problems with our lineman was nobody can get in front of a screen. I think um, what
Yeah,
Roman, it's not like he doesn't want to. He would run a lot of screen back. If you go back to San Francisco days, he did run a lot of screens, but we don't have the right personnel to run that. I think now we do. Now we do, and that's the counter, I think, to all those creeper blitzes that Miami did to us.
yeah. So this O line, pending Stanley being healthy, I want to see how Cleveland moves because I come in college he wasn't a
Yeah,
big mover,
yeah.
but one
No,
thing,
but he moved good for his size,
well, yeah, for his
but it
size,
might be more like Yeah, yeah, for his side. But I think more like the counters, like we can do the guard tackle or center tackle center moves. Like I don't think we need to pull him as much.
Yeah, so what I was gonna say is you can in theory pull the center, Linderbaum,
Right,
and have Cleveland stay there to clean the back end, and then you have him as a pulling center and leading the
right.
way.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I think based on all the personnel, it's looking like they might have to make changes. And for the good thing, because I think we can be a little more multiple with that. Because what my concern was, it's not that they didn't have good play calling. We weren't multiple with it. Like, it almost became like you could almost predict, like, after a while, like, at starting of the season, we do good because we have so many plays. But after a while, you kind of start to see a tendency based on personnel. Do you disagree?
No, I think there's gonna be changes. We'll see what are these changes, but these changes, the creative side will come, in my opinion, on the running game first because that's where you have your advantage, right?
Right,
Especially
right,
if your tight ends are a blocking tight ends. Now you can go 12 or 13, doesn't matter. And you don't know which tight ends is
right,
staying, which tight ends are releasing, right? Or maybe they're all staying and you just kind of have one receiver running a route and it's an RPO. But the
right,
RPO is the running back can keep it, the quarterback can keep it, or the receiver burned the guy, and you have to commit so many players inside because you're essentially showing a jumbo package that if the receiver beats the running back, not the running back, sorry, if the receiver beats the corner, then it's six because everybody has to
yeah,
be
but
in because everybody is in
yeah,
the box.
yeah, no, but I think one of the things that we do is we go jumbo, but I think we should go more spread out of it. I think we will go more heavy and then condense formation, and that gave teams a chance to kind of like crowd the middle. Like if we go spread out of it, I think that will alleviate some of the pressure. Like and it'll give more running lanes to Lamar or our running backs.
Yeah, well, not only that, for example, if you go jumbo, let's say you're going three tight ends,
Right,
um, but the tight ends you have is likely you have Andrews. Let's say you have Boyle, right?
right,
Well, Andrews and likely in theory you can show that. Now the defense is gonna say, okay, we need to come heavy because it's a running play. But now after they set, boom, Andrews breaks, and likely this is the pre-snap. They move to the outside, creating mismatch, creating tight ends or linebackers with them. Now you only have
right.
one receiver, right? You can play action, but you might have a matchup problem for both tight ends that will create just because of the personnel. If you use this
That's
personnel
what
to
I'm.
run and run effectively, now that defense is gonna adjust and say, okay, they're running us to death with this personnel. Let's go a little heavier. Let's go with more linebackers. Let's put safeties. Now you break the tight ends. These tight ends can play good on the outside or on the open field. Talking about Andrews and
Right.
likely. Now you create matchup problems, and that's how you can be creative in your passing game.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. And I mean, I like Kola too because I think he has good zone instincts. Like he's a good zone busters. So if we go three tight ends and likely Kolar and Andrews, all three can catch. All three can catch. And Kolar was like he caught a ridiculous amount of touchdowns for his team. Like
Yeah,
I
but
forget,
he's
but
really good in the red zone because he's smart. He's smart. He knows how to find the open space in the red zone.
right. And I like the fact that you said the chain mover. I think that's what we were missing is like everybody is gonna hone in on Andrews. Now if you have two Kohler and Andrews, like two humongous dudes, oh man, I think it's gonna make Lamar's life easy. He could just like he doesn't even have to worry about it. He could see them right up the top.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. Well, I'll let you go, Mohammed.
Yeah.
Thank you for
I
calling. You can
It
call
was fun
anytime.
as always, bro. I'm excited. I'm doing more research. Just talking to you, doing my research. I'm just can't wait for the season to start.
Same, bro. Same. So y'all be here next week. You know, you're always welcome to call. Take care.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. Talk to you soon.
Okay, I'm gonna do one last quick call because we're over the hour. I try to keep this into an hour, especially during the off season. But great crowd. So we can definitely do this next week, and we can have Q&As and all that. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey man, this is Game Medicine. You know him, you love him, you follow him on Twitter and on YouTube. Game Medicine. How you doing, bro?
I am doing well. Thank you so much for having me on.
Of course, man, of course. So I know you were talking in the chat, but let's put it here because we have a couple injury guys. They're coming back. I'll leave the floor to you to talk about what do you think about Peters, Ojabu, Bowser, and both Gus and JK.
Pretty much if you follow like I do, Jamison Hensley, he was actually at OTAs today, voluntary OTAs today, and there was a number of people who were absent. You mentioned Lamar. That's in and of itself. Well, that's his own thing. But of course, Michael Pierce was not there. Morgan Moses wasn't there. Kyle Fuller wasn't there. Ben Cleveland was not there. Tyus Bowser, of course, was not there. He's still rehabbing the torn Achilles. J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins actually was there, but he was on the sideline working on the jugs machine. And as I commented on Jamison's post, he's not ready to come back yet. We're about 10 months into his ACL recovery, which is good, but he's not ready. But he's not ready for on the field work yet. So I expect him. Like I said, he's going to be on the PUP. Gus Edwards wasn't there, still rehabbing his torn ACL, same as Marcus Peters. It's anybody's guess if Ronnie Stanley will be ready. I'm going to be on that. I'll actually maybe try to do a video on that. Yeah, but he's doing well from his second arthroscopic surgery on his ankle.
Okay.
Jawan James, he tore his Achilles in 2019, but he still just hasn't been right. And of course, we all know David Ojabo. He unfortunately tore his Achilles at Pro Day, which sucks. I expect him to begin on the PUP as well.
I agree. I actually think Juwan is a goner. I mean, he hasn't played for a while now. I think he probably should retire, to be honest. Let me put it like that. If he's in this team, he'll be in this team as a practice squad guy. This is a guy that they keep him to see if he's healthy enough that if there's injuries, then he can come and be in the team.
I mean, yeah, we have him on the thing. We have him on the practice squad. We gave him a 2-year contract, hopefully that he would be better. And John Harbaugh mentioned that he should be ready for camp. I doubt it. He'll probably still be on the PUP, if not the IR, because for some reason he has setback after setback after setback from that torn Achilles, which is not good.
Yeah, no, I actually think they actually cut him. I think they cut him. That way they get released from all from the cap, because I don't think none of the money that they have on him is guaranteed. And then they say, okay, you can come as a practice squad guy, and then, we can rehab you as a practice squad guy, and there's no pressure on you, because for right tackle you will have Moses, and then Falele, and then Ricard if anything happens. So I think they're gonna just flat up cut him.
Yeah, and like I followed Daniel Falele at Minnesota. He is one of my favorite prospects in this entire draft. He started 31 of his 35 games, I believe, 34 career games at right tackle. He even got some experience at left tackle and left guard, and he was on the right guard too. So he's a very versatile very versatile prospect. He can move an up and down sideline, up and down the offensive line. I think he could be our starting right tackle. Just looking at him, but I love the Kyle Hamilton thing. How in the world did we get him at 14? But he's just a bit too injury prone for me. And like I wrote this when he was drafted. He missed the rest of the 2021 season with a right knee sprain, and that's just like the tip of the iceberg. He's suffered so many soft tissue injuries to his ankle and to his knees, and he's had 3 arthroscopic surgeries, 2 or 3 arthroscopic surgeries on his ankle while he was at Notre Dame. So that was my only thing. He's going to be. I mean, I saw it right there. You have him slotted in as our started strong safety. He probably will be, but like once again, I just think his longevity is a big red flag for me. Like I saw, even with Armour Davis, who is doing really well at OTAs, but he also has knee injuries as well.
Yeah, he had a bunch. Yeah, I mean, this is something that we have to monitor. I think one of the things the Ravens did was they push for having a lot of depth on the positions where they got hit the hardest on injuries last year. So if you see corners / secondary, boom, they brought a bunch. Running back, they basically signed 1 per month at this point. The one position that we didn't have a lot of injuries last year, and they haven't put a lot of stock, is on wide receiver. Tight end last year, it was thin. When Andrews wasn't there, it was very thin. So let's just get the 2, because Boyle, I love Boyle as much as all y'all love Boyle, but the last 2 years, he seems like the nagging injuries hasn't let him play how he used to play. I think this is probably his last year here. So we'll see. But yeah, the Ravens are definitely have been adding a lot of depth on the positions where they felt like they got shortcomings. Linemen, right? Right now they have a lot of linemen. They look like they could be capable starters. There are a couple that are set up for the future. Cleveland last year, I thought he was set up for this year to be the left guard. And then Falele, in my opinion, set up for next year to be the right tackle. This year he can learn under Moses, under the rest of the guys. The big question mark here is Stanley. Can Stanley be the guy this year? If he can be the guy, I think this O-line will be very, very, very good.
Oh yeah, that's definitely the big thing. That's definitely the big thing. And the question that we have to do is, and what we must do is, please let us stop bringing Ronnie Stanley back so early. That's the reason he had to have a second surgery on his ankle, because we bought him back too early. He was still healing from his first ankle fracture. We bought him back into training camp when he was about 2 to 3 months too early, and then bam, he gets another one in preseason, and he's out for 2021. As you said, yes, I do believe that Falele could be a next season pick, but and yeah, Kolar, he's insurance for Nick Boyle. That's we all know that going in a way. But like said, pretty much I agree with everything you're saying. But hey, what are your thoughts? Because there's been some buzz that Morgan Moses is our new left tackle.
I mean, Morgan Moses basically has played right tackle throughout his career in the NFL. I don't remember him playing left tackle at all. Maybe snap here or there. Washington right tackle, Jets right tackle. Yeah, I don't remember. No, so I don't mess up with that. Look, I think by now he's been right tackle so long that let me put it like this. I think, let's say week 1, Stanley cannot go. I would say McCarry was going to be there before Moses. Maybe Falele, maybe Tyreek Hill. But I think they're going to keep Moses in the right tackle spot.
That's true. That's true. I think Falele is a bit too green to be our left tackle.
Yeah,
maybe McCarry. Like I said, maybe McCarry, because he's a swing tackle. You can play him anywhere. But I haven't seen McCarry with that many snaps on left tackle though.
No, he's not. They just use him wherever. I mean, they had used probably of all those, Tyreek Phillips, which I don't love, but he's probably gonna have. He probably has the most on left tackle snaps, maybe. But yeah, the biggest problem is right now we don't have any left tackle in theory backups.
Who can stay healthy?
Well,
Because
other than Stanley, you get Macari. Most of his snaps has been either on guard or right tackle. Falele, right tackle. Moses, right tackle. Juwan James. When Denver signed him, they thought, oh, let's bring him as a left tackle, and he was like, no, I don't play left tackle. I play right tackle. So all these Tariq Phillips, he's played mostly right guard, right tackle, and very few snaps as a left tackle. So when you go down, other than Stanley, none of these guys really have left tackle experience. So they're all in on Stanley. So again, if Stanley can now come back healthy, that is definitely the biggest question mark, because who is that guy? I mean, maybe one of these guys can take it over and play good, but other than that, like if Moses gets injured, you have plenty of guys that are capable to be the backup right tackle, in my opinion. If one of the guards gets injured, I mean, Siler's a really good guard, but if one of the guards, in theory, you have guys that can fill up as a guard. The center, Linderbaum, I think Tristan Castillo could be a potential good center. But if Stanley gets injured or he cannot play, that is a big question mark. Who is that left tackle? I don't know.
Yeah, that is the question right now, pretty much. And but expect Ronnie Stanley to start the camp on the PUP physically unable to perform list, just like J.K. Dobbins, just like I mentioned in the chat with Don C, who asked Ojabo, Tyus Bowser, J.K. Dobbins, expect them to be on the physically unable to perform list. To start camp. Maybe they'll work their way in shape. Hopefully we'll have them there for preseason. And I love the changes we have made to our off-season program. Finally, we are listening to the NFL and really the Rams were the pioneers of this. Don't play your starters in the preseason. Less padded practices. More focus onto conditioning. And onto actually recovery, because the muscle regenerative process is always been a big portion of rehab and of thing, but it hasn't been really that focused for the past 10 years. Now we really are focusing in on it, because like the Ravens were like the 49ers. They had like almost gladiator style practices, full pad, full contact, almost game situations. That's why we had so many injuries, and that's why we led the league with I believe 19 people who were on IR at one point, and altogether we had 31 people on the IR for the entire time, which was easily far and away the most in the NFL. So, yep, hopefully these changes, and even what Patrick Macari said, he said we're focusing more on stretching, we're focusing more on regen, we're focusing more on less padded practices, more full contact drills, and of course, because since we got we signed the he was the head of. He was the head of physical therapy for the Titans.
Yeah.
And that was a very great signing, because he was a guru. He's a guru of muscle regeneration, and he really helped Derrick Henry when he had that injury, and he did wonders for there. So I'm looking for a very good
last question
program, and he looks like he's completely changed everything.
Before you go, you said you don't think Stanley will be ready for week 1?
I believe if we leave him alone and let him rehab that left ankle, he'll come in to camp on the physically underperformed list. He'll probably get some conditioning on the first 2 weeks, and once he starts moving around a bit better, he'll move on to low impact drills, lateral movement on the field and stuff like that, just so we can test out the ligaments and test out the tendons in the ankle to make sure that everything is intact and there is no residual soreness or tenderness in that area of his ankle. Once the joint heals, and we just got really for his joint to heal, his ankle joint. or what's known as the talocrucial joint, which is where all the tendons and stuff and where the ankle bone or talus bone is. Once that comes together, and once that heals all together, and he was able to move laterally without much pain, because even though we had all those updates during the offseason, oh, he's moving better, he's doing stuff like that, he's still feeling relatively sore. I know that because I see a lot of that in clinic sometimes when they come.
Okay.
So when athletes come with ankle injuries like that. So I expect him to be on the PUP list for at least 2 to 4 weeks. Then he'll move on to light on the field action. Then, well, if he gets medically cleared for more high impact stuff, then I think he'll have a chance to be ready for week 1. Right now I give him a puncher's chance. I say there's a 45% chance he'll be ready for week 1.
Okay. Well, thank you, man. Thank you for calling. Don't be a stranger. Any live stream you can come in and we can have you on the show. Take care, bro.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Anytime. Thank you so much.
By the way, I forgot to mention, you can follow him on Game Medicine, YouTube, Twitter. I don't know if he has any other social, but yeah, go follow my guy. Always on top of things. Well, guys, thank you for joining. The live stream was good. It's entertaining. We're gonna keep doing this weekly, so make sure you subscribe, follow me, and put that bell so you know when I go live. Boom, you can come in. I try to take calls for those of you that just want to interact a little bit more. Thank you for joining live, and I will see you next time.